In the town of Thirukadayur, there lived a devotee named Abirami Patter. His entire life was dedicated to worshipping goddess Abirami, who resided in the temple. Abirami Patter wasn't just any priest. He possessed immense devotion for the goddess. Every day he would perform rituals at the temple, sing hymns, and lose himself in the bliss of goddess Abirami's grace. His devotion was so profound that people started calling him Abirami Patter, forgetting his real name altogether. One day the king of the land decided to visit the Abirami temple. He had heard tales of the temple's beauty and the priest's unwavering devotion. The king, a devout man himself, wanted to witness the priest's devotion firsthand. Upon his arrival, the king was received with great honor and ceremony. He was escorted inside the temple, where the air was thick with the fragrance of incense and the sounds of chanting. The king was awestruck by the grandeur of the temple. He was eager to meet Abirami Patter, whose devotion everyone spoke of with such reverence. "Bring him to me," the king commanded his guards. "I wish to meet this pious soul." Abirami Patter, oblivious to the king's arrival, was immersed in his devotion. He was brought before the king, his eyes still glazed with the fervor of his prayers. "Tell me, priest," the king boomed, his voice echoing through the hall, "what is the lunar day today?" Abirami Patter, his mind still lost in the thoughts of the goddess, looked up. Without a moment's thought, he replied, "Your Majesty, today is a full moon day, an auspicious day." The king's face turned red with fury. The courtiers gasped. It was a well-known fact that it was a new moon day. "Are you trying to fool me, priest?" the king roared, his voice laced with anger. "You call yourself a man of God and you can't even tell me the lunar day? This is blasphemy." Abirami Patter realized his grave mistake. Lost in his devotion, he had spoken without thinking. He fell at the king's feet, begging for forgiveness. "I have made a terrible mistake, Your Majesty," he pleaded. "But I meant no disrespect. You may punish me, but please spare my life." But the king was not appeased. He was determined to teach Abirami Patter a lesson. "You have until tomorrow morning to prove your words true. If the moon does not appear in the sky tonight, as you claim, you will be executed at dawn." A heartbroken Abirami Patter returned to the temple. He knew there was no way the moon could appear on a new moon night. He went to the sanctum sanctorum and prostrated himself before the goddess. With a heavy heart, he began to sing, pouring out his love for Abirami and the predicament he was in. He took a long rope and tied a knot at one end. For every verse he sang in praise of Abirami, he cut off a portion of the rope. His prayer was simple. If he was a true devotee, if his love for the goddess was real, then she would save him. As night deepened, the king waited, hoping against hope for a miracle that would prove the priest innocent. Just before dawn, as the king prepared for the execution, a strange light filled the sky. It wasn't the moon, but something even more wondrous. Goddess Abirami, moved by her devotee's plight, had flung her diamond earring into the sky, and its brilliance shone like the moon. The king and his courtiers were dumbstruck. Realizing his folly, the king rushed to the temple. He fell at Abirami Patter's feet and begged for forgiveness. From that day forward, Abirami Patter became renowned for his devotion and the miracle that saved him. The king became his ardent devotee, showering the temple with gifts and honors. The tale of Abirami Patter and the miracle of goddess Abirami became a legend, a testament to the power of true faith and devotion.